Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about privilege escalation and lateral movement, okay, and persistence. Okay, uh, we have already learned how to gain access to to an exploit to the or payload through the to system, right? So using Metasploit. So now we are going to just focus on privilege escalation. This is the next step, post exploitation path, which is privilege escalation, lateral movement, and persistence. Okay, and so the idea is, how do I go from shell on one machine, control over the environment? That's the idea. We will break this into clear mental buckets like privilege escalation, lateral movement, okay, persistent pivoting, data access calls. First, we'll discuss the theory, and then we will go ahead and do the labs and do the lab. Yeah. So the privilege escalation is basically, as I told you, like let's say like we have a sales analyst here. Okay, this is not a good example actually. Let's say we have a normal user. Okay, okay, standard user. Okay, this one. Okay, so suddenly he can just escalate his privilege to the standard user has a limited permission, right? So there are things that he cannot do. Okay, so basically privilege escalation, vertical privilege escalation is just going up, yani going like I can do something like to make my user gain more access privilege, like I can to gain permissions that IT help desk or administrator has. Okay, that's privilege escalation. Horizontal is just it's just moving from one user to the user at the same level, same permission. They have the same user, the same permission and stuff. You just move from one user to the another user, same level. It's horizontal privilege escalation. This one, going up is vertical privilege escalation. Horizontal escalation is going sideways. Yeah. So we just need to focus on the subject, the user access token, user SID. Access token contains SID, group SID, and privilege is extra access information. And object folder, object owner SID, and SEE. So, yeah. So the goal is from low user to local admin. Yes, local admin to system. Okay, system to domain level credentials. This is our goal, moving up. And vertical privilege escalation, user goes to admin, becomes system. Okay, credential based escalation, stealing better credentials from memory or disk. So we already talked about. I don't think we talked. We will talk about credential based escalations also. Basically, you know that credentials are stored in memory in hash format. Like, okay, we can use tools like Mimikatz to extract it and get the credentials. And misconfiguration, common escalation categories. We have misconfiguration. Misconfiguration means like service. You have a services running a system, but writable by users. Okay, focus on this. Services running as system, but writable by users. Like this services, there is a permission to write by users. Let me show you one simple example just so we can see it. There is a command that we can run to list services here. Let me just search here. List running services. Services. List services. Services. It's not showing me here. I think we can see it on the area. Let me show you which command I'm talking about. uh, no problem. Let's just no, not this one. This command, yeah. List. We just need right now to list the services, right? So we just need to go here and type this one. Yeah, because this is actually PowerShell command. So, so, so we just got a list of all the services available, right? So what we need to know is like check the permission. Let's say this one, this service. I like this service. Okay, I'm just going to copy it. Okay, and I want to see its permission. There is a command called ICALCS or CSV. I think I'm writing the syntax correctly. ICLS or CSS. No, the syntax is wrong. Let's see what was the permission. Uh, yeah, this one. ICACLS. ICACLS. So we just got the permissions of this service. Okay, first we listed the list of services and we got the permission for this service. So here our focus is on this part, built-in users. Okay, this is what concerns us. Now you see this one RX, it means read and execute. Okay, we can only read and execute here, but we cannot but we cannot write. So this is useless to us. Yeah. If it is W or M modify or W or something else, we can you exploit it. But if it is like this, this is not exploitable. Okay, so that's the idea. Like there are, yeah, that's the concept of services. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go to our. I think we were here. Yeah. So that's the point of misconfiguration, which is the most common, by the way. That's why I had to explain it to you how it actually means. Like uh, and yeah, this misconfigurations like service running on system but writable by users, weak folder permissions, schedule tasks running with high privilege, registry key editable by low user. It's all about this. It lets attackers replace or hijack trusted process. Okay, then we have token abuse, which is window uses access token to represent identity. If a process has privileges like impersonation right or debug right, attacker can borrow or duplicate higher privilege tokens. Okay, this is common in service accounts and web server process. This one more. Credential harvesting is once the login local admin is achieved, attacker targets the LSAS memory that contains the login credentials and browser stored password, saved RDP credentials, cached domain login. This often lead to. So the idea of credential harvesting is like there is tools like we call like Mimikatz, for example, which is the most common tool. Okay, it can be used to get the credentials from memory, the hash and the users from memory. Okay, this is what we call credential harvesting. This comes after we escalate our privilege, because in order to run Mimikatz, in order for it to work, you will have to run it as administrator. If you don't have permission to run the application, you will not even be able to use it. So that's why we need to do privilege escalation before credential harvesting. I can show you the tool. Actually, we have it here, Metasploitable. Okay, we have it here, and if you go to temp here, this is Mimikatz. Okay, I am actually an administrator, that's why it's able to run with me, but if you're not an administrator, it's not going to work for you. Okay, so let me show you also. I can show you also how it works. There are commands you need to use. One one second. Mimikatz. Yeah, this one. So we can use this command now, like privilege debug. Okay, we can use this one. Let me show you privilege. Let me actually try this one. Privilege debug, and then we have to elevate token. Actually, let me see if we can paste it from here. Yeah, and once we elevate token, then we have to use this command. This is the command that will display for you all the users with the hash URL SA login logon passwords cannot access uh, it's not working here properly actually. It's not working, so let's run it as administrator. Okay, let's run this one. CMD. Okay, so it's not actually running. Let's see if this works. ASA log on passwords. There must be an issue here. I'm going to try to solve it. Okay, and on the lab, when we go through the lab, we're going to see this in practice. But right now, just focus on understanding the concept. So Mimikatz output will be output. Uh, Let me show you how it will look like from the screenshot here. It's just going to list the user with the hash, like this one. Yeah, basically it's going to list that way. Yeah. No, just use this one. Like this one. Basically, it will list for you this one. Okay, when you use this command securlsa logon passwords, and you just list, it's going to list for you this password, this one. Okay, the NLTM hash here and the user here. So you can use this hash. Okay, like perform, either you can crack it offline, okay, using hashcat or John the Ripper, or you can use it for passing the hash attack, like we call it, using the hash itself without cracking it to log in. Okay, we'll talk about that also, but let's just finish the theory part and then we'll move on. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Why am I getting no? Yeah, because I'm in the search. So let's go ahead and open our privilege escalation here. So and yeah, we understood this credential harvesting, and now we talk about vulnerability exploits. This is less common in AD intrusion. These are bugs, kernel bugs, driver flows used when configs don't exist. Okay, but real world breach rely on misconfiguration that 0 day. But this is very rare. It's vulnerability exploits. Okay, like kernel bugs. But the most common is this one, misconfiguration. Okay, there are different types of misconfigurations, like permissions issues and scheduled tasks also running with high privilege. Okay, registry editable to this stuff. So next topic is lateral movement. Okay, just the idea of lateral movement is like, let's say I got access to one PC inside a network. Okay, of this company. Okay, Now I want to go through each access, to go through each PC. I want all to get their credentials there, to move around from one PC to another. So that's what we call lateral movement, going sideways. Okay, so there are different methods. Okay, lateral movement comes after you finish the privilege escalation one, right? So by that time you will have the hashes. You will already have dumped the hashes and stuff. So you can also use push the hash attack to escalate privilege, which is much easier, right? You don't need to crack the hash. Just use the hash and attack it. I will show you how in the lab, and we can use it. But you can impersonate user for access and stuff. And the goal: move from one compromised host and to other hosts, workstation, server, members, domain controller. How lateral movements really work? It's rarely hacking again. So usually I found the credentials. What else does it work? Where else does it work? Main lateral movement mechanism: credential reuse. Okay, stolen passwords or hashes work on multiple systems. This is the main lateral movement mechanism. Yeah, you can use the same hash. You can use hash to move from one system to another. This is why password reuse inside attributes lately. Because let's say like you have different people using the same password. Okay, if you are using the same password, you will have the same hashes. So I can just try, like if this hash works on PCA, it might work on PCB also. Okay, so I'm just going to try the same hash to log into PCB. That's the idea of credential reuse. Administrator protocols. Windows environment are designed for remote management, remote command execution, file sharing, remote desktop management interface. Attacker uses like admins. Yeah, we have administrative protocols. Okay, like this shares, if you remember, we discussed before. SMB shares, file shares, remote desktop. We can use that also, like RDP. We can use it to move around. Okay, this is session hijacking. Admin log into many sessions. If attacker compromise one of this machine, admin credentials in memory. Kerberos attacks tickets available. Yeah, so this session hijack is like attacker could hijack the session of an admin user. Okay, service account spread often runs across many servers. Crack one, gain access to all systems. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means you can use the same service account in multiple servers. So, like, if you crack one, you can gain to all access to all systems. That's the idea of lateral movement. Okay, again, don't worry about the commands, the syntax, the practical. I'm going to show to you in depth. We're going to do actually a real world penetration test on Metasploit 3. Okay, just try to understand the concepts. And persistence, it's just staying after reboot, cleanup. Okay, persistent answers. If they kick me out, how do I come back? Okay, that's the idea of persistence. Let's say I got access to this PC. Okay, assume I got access to Metasploit 3. Okay, now the user who's using this Metasploit 3, okay, might restart it, right? Or turn it off and turn it on later. Like, how do I? Then every time I have to find a way to deliver the payload to this victim and make sure think about how the victim will run it, make sure that so it will connect back to my handler or listener, and it's a lot of process, right, to do it over and over again. So there is something called persistence. It's a way how we can make sure that when the client restarts this PC, for example, or something, when it starts, it runs the payload automatically. Okay, so that we don't have to we don't have to do it again and again. Once we get access, we can stay there forever. That's the idea. Attacker sets up filter to trigger on system events or payload execution. Executes malicious payload. These are ways of how it's performed. Okay. This actually is not supposed to be here. This is Kerberos. It's a authentication protocol used in domain controllers and Active Directory. But this is actually, we'll talk about it on a separate session. We need to focus on persistence here. Persistence, we have registry manipulation. Attacker modifies registry entries to run malware. Okay. And schedule task abuse. Attacker create tasks to execute malware on timer. Okay. Service hijacking. Attacker hijacks, creates service to run with high privilege. Okay. DLL side loading. Attacker places malware DLL for execution. WMI event subscription. Attacker uses trigger payloads on system events. So these are just techniques of persistence. Attacker modify registry entries to run malware. And yeah, so persistence happens at two levels. Okay, local persistence, staying on one machine, like startup tasks, services, scheduled jobs, registry outruns, autoruns, WMI subscription. This ensures the code runs again after reboot. That's the idea of local persistence. Startup task, I think you know about startup tasks. Okay, it's just a way of when you go to task manager here. Okay, there are startup applications here. Okay, this application start when the PC is restarted or logged on, right? So these are enabled by default. This application will start. That's the idea of automatically it will start. It will open this application. That's the concept of startup, putting your payload inside startup. If you search here startup, if we do startup here, or let's go to everything here, everything, type startup. It's supposed to list the path for me, and I'm going to show you where it is exactly. And yeah, so yeah, so services, you know about services. It's like services here. We have all the services here. No, select an app to default app is this one. Why won't it open? Services, schedule, job, registry, autorun, all this stuff is going to list startup folder. Okay, and we have domain persistence. This is more dangerous. Yeah, this is dangerous because if you have control instead of staying in a machine, like if you have access, if you got access to Active Directory itself, then you have control of the entire network. Because yeah, adding hidden permission, like the domain, adding hidden permissions to admin groups, creating a shadow admin accounts with indirect power, planting backdoor delegation right, forging long-lived Kerberos ticket after Kerberos ticket survives this one. So if you have backdoor is in AD, not on PC. Yeah. So this is one way of doing it. And again, don't worry about Active Directory. We're going to talk about it on the next session when we talk about Active Directory attacks like Kerberos and stuff. And pivoting and tunneling. Let's see where we are right now. Yeah, okay. uh, you compromise one machine, but these are networks behind it. There are networks behind it you can't reach directly. So basically, let's say you have access to this PC. Okay, uh, you have you want to access inside. This is the best example. Pivoting. Okay, let's say this is you get access to this one. Okay, but you want to access this one. You can use this host server to access this, the internal network. Okay, that's the idea of pivoting. Okay, directly, because I'm on a different network, right? I cannot reach this network, okay, directly. So in order to reach it, I have to go through this Ubuntu server because it's inside the same network, right? So I have to go through Ubuntu, this host, and on. This is the idea of pivoting, using this host to access this internal network. The concept of pivoting, using a compromised machine as a bridge to reach internal servers, isolated subnets, database may not expose it externally. First machine becomes a stepping stone. Types of pivoting: forwarding traffic through a compromised host to another network segment, using remote management features of a compromised system to reach deeper resources, encapsulating traffic inside another protocol so it can pass. So tunneling is basically, let me give you an example. Okay, the idea of tunneling. Let's say you have a firewall here, right? Okay, so firewall does not allow any traffic to go inside, right? It has the traffic has to be originating from outside and coming back, because yeah, it has to match what came inside from inside, right? It's checking, so you cannot access, but it allows inbound traffic if it is from let's say common protocols like DNS and SSH. These traffics are allowed by default to access internally, right? So that's the idea. So if SSH DNS are allowed, why don't I just hide my payload inside this tunnel? Use it, use the DNS to go inside undetected, encapsulating traffic inside another protocol so it can pass through firewalls. That's the idea of tunneling. Examples: hiding traffic inside web traffic, yeah, HTTP, using encrypted channels to blend with normal activity. Appears to be normal outbound communication, but it's not. That's the idea of tunneling. And we have post exploitation objective. Why attackers do all this? To elevate privilege, multiple machines, and stuff. Stealth and defense evasion. Actually, this one attacker tried to avoid creating a new obvious account. Yeah, and dropping noisy malware everywhere, triggering lockouts, touching domain controller too early. They prefer to live off the land, using built-in tools, using admin behavior pattern, moving slowly. The big posts. So now that we finished the theory, we understand, at least we got some concept. We have some idea about what each means. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do the lab. But before that, I'm going to try to get initial access here, and set up everything. So I'm going to pause the video so it doesn't take that much time. Okay, so now that we got access to Metasploitable here, okay, we got the Meterpreter session. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do everything, yeah, step by step, from privilege escalation to covering tracks. Let's start with the first one, which is get UID command. We're just verifying the current access. System sysinfo. Background, yeah, the information about the system, and then we're going to use the command background. this one is actually a way to just put this session in the background, okay, without closing it. So if I click background here now, yeah, put it in the background to get it to see whether it is, I think session I think sessions or sessions maybe, yeah, sessions will give me how many will give me which the session, this is the session, right, that I have. So leave it like that for now. Let's go ahead and see. Let me clear this, okay, because we don't need now. Now we will go to use post multi recon local exploit suggester no search results, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and search for local local exploit suggester. Yeah, we have this one. So we just will go here, copy, use, copy, paste, and now we're just going to try to enumerate using automated enumeration. Session type session 1 and run. So I just linked the session. Let's see show options first, just to show you what actually I did. Yeah, session to run this module on. So I specified the session because we only have one session, right? It's going to be one. I want this one to just run on this session. So I'm going to go type run here. It's going to enumerate actually without me doing anything. It's going to try all the exploits. Target appears to be vulnerable. It's going to list for me all the possible ways I can exploit this system. It's giving me potentially vulnerable. The target appears to be vulnerable to, let's see this, what it's saying actually, just so we can understand what the full okay, it's just saying the target is vulnerable to this. That's fine. Let's just put it back here. No, put it here and put this here. Okay, and yeah, so now we know what to do, right? We know what to do next because we already have a list of all the exploits that I can use. Like I can use this exploit, this one, all this stuff, right? So, and this all are no. That means this is not vulnerable to this. Okay, so the next, once it lists the list of potential privilege escalation exploits, next step is token impersonation. Okay, now that we know this one, actually I prefer to just copy this one, okay, and keep it for my reference. Like I can just keep it here or something, just so we can understand. We can try it later on. Okay, but note that we are actually not yet we're still admin. using admin user, so the standard user. So we have to try to log out and do it again. 1 second. Let me try to switch the user. First, let me check user accounts here. User accounts. This is an administrator, so manage user accounts, and we have administrator. We have Vagrant. He's just a user, standard user, I think. Yeah, Vagrant is the standard user, so I will try to log in with Vagrant. Okay, and see what happens. So switch user, control, send control this one, other user, Vagrant, and the password is Vagrant, the default password. Let me log in, because I can't try this on an administrative password, because what's the point? We already have all the access. Login on this, because login method you're using is not allowed, so please let's just see J Corp Vagrant. I think it's this way, or might be this way. I think it's this one. The username is incorrect, or password, I think. Vagrant, صح? Vagrant. Let me remove this one. Yeah, it's supposed to work now. Let's see. But you can't type switch users. Let me just try to do something. I'm going to try to open a Windows and let's join to this domain. Okay, because this right now is the Active Directory, which is 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to open Windows here, Windows 7. Windows here. Let's see if it will work. Yeah, so let's run Windows here and make sure it's actually on the same network. Yeah, put it in VMnet 2. Okay, and run. It's going to get IP from the Windows server here. So I want to try to, yeah, I'm going to do something on the network here. Change this one, put it DHCP so that it can, yeah, so let's see the PC if it's already joined the domain or no. Still work proper. We have to change this to domain here, which is jcorp.local. I think it's more actually jcorp.local. Yeah, let me just check the correct domain here. Service manager. This one. This is jcorp.local. jcorp.local. jcorp. jcorp.local. I don't think it's the name. It's just the DNS. I think we have to set the IP here. 10.0.0.1, so we can get from the server. And let's see if we already got here. Yeah, we got the IP, so we have to be, yeah. And enter the name, password, account with the permission to join the administrator. And we have here welcome to jcorp.local. So it's done. Okay, restart, no problem. Restart now. So I'm part of a domain now, so I should be able to see how it works. Let me check what was the. Okay, this one I think I put a complicated password. Let's see. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, let me stop this because this is actually taking time. Okay, now we're going to try. We're going to go back to our sessions. -I1 or Meterpreter session. Going to no need to clear. Just I'm going to do get privs command. Okay, these are the privileges that I have. Okay, SE change, notify privilege, SE increase, set privilege, and shutdown privilege. Okay, these are privileges. Okay, and we just have to check for SE impersonate privilege. Okay, if it's enabled, we can just use this too. And once we receive the list of tokens available, we can impersonate the token, okay, of the system admin user. And once you get your admin, this is what we call by token impersonation. This is the primary method, but for us it's not applicable right here because it's not showing me this one. So if it's not showing me this one, then there is one more thing I can do, like get system. Okay, but before doing that, let me show you what we are right now. Get UID. Okay, you see we're just jcorp Joe, right? Just a user. Okay, we're not admin. If we are admin, we will get the result. The output of get UID is going to be this one, NT authority system, right? So if we cannot use token impersonation method, okay, in our case we cannot because we already tried. It's not here. This one. We can try second type, this one alternative, get system. It's automatic privilege escalation to system. Let's try this one. And Let's see what happens. It's taking time. Let's wait. So we're doing this so that we can do more advanced stuff like credential harvesting and dump credentials. To get the credentials, we can't do that with this with just a normal user permission. We have to escalate our privilege. Okay, it's we're getting timeout. Currently, you can configure the session interact ID timeout value. So I don't think this worked, but let me see. Get UID. Let me see. Get UID. It's still the same. I think there is an issue here. Timeout issue. Uh, okay. Let's see. Session interact ID timeout. I don't want to set that. Look, we used exploit suggester before, and it suggested that all these methods we can use to escalate our privileges. Okay, so all this stuff is actually there. It's vulnerable to these attacks. Okay, so what we can do is like we can choose one from here. I want to I want to try. Let's try the first one. This one. Okay, com hijack exploit. Okay, I'm going to do that, use it to escalate my privileges. But first let me put this background. Okay, and I'm going to search for this one, and once I find it, I'm going to do use this command. I'm just going to escalate my privilege here. No payload configured. Okay, show options. Yeah, so I think what we need to be concerned about is this one, the session. So let me just put it set session one, because you only have one, right? And then run. Let's see what happens. Exploit but no session was created. The target appears to be vulnerable. Exploit aborted due to failure to bad config. Payload selected for. Okay, this is an issue with the payload. It seems. Okay, the issue is the loopback address. Okay, but it's fine. We can do something here. We can just type the lhost here. Okay, put the correct loopback IP here, and let's run it now. Under fail bind this one. Fail to bind this one. Say the target appears about due to failure to bad config. Uh, yeah, this doesn't seem to be working for me. So yeah, the port. No. Actually, the port. I think we need to use a different port. Actually, the port also we didn't configure it properly. The port has to be. It's not 444. It's actually 555. So run it now. Let's see now. What's now? Okay, everything seems to be fine. Able just the last part, due to failure bad config, payload issue. So no problem, let's set the payload issue, payload windows slash interpreter slash reverse TCP. If this doesn't solve the problem, then we will have to use another exploits. Yeah, I think it's better if we just use another exploit, because this is going to take some time and it's not going to do anything. Let's try this one. This exploits event viewer. Bypass UART using event viewer. Let's try it. Use so show options here. Here I'm supposed to do the same thing actually. Set all port to this one and set all host to this one, and exploit target is actually x86. This is for 32-bit. I think this is the issue for the even in the previous edition. We need something that targets 64-bit actually, not 32 bits. Let's see if it will work. I doubt it will work, but let's see what happens. No, because we didn't set session. Set session 1 and run. I don't think it will work. Actually, the issues that we are facing is actually because of the no access. Cannot escalate with this module. Okay, he's telling me we cannot do that. So let's use the other one. Oh, the exploit doesn't seem to work. 1.7 build detected, but could not be running. Running. Check results. Let's see this one, because here is showing me that it's all vulnerable. This attacks, but nothing seems to work here. Let me try this one. Let me try to do this, and show options, set session, set session 1, and host 2, and for this one let's go ahead and run this one and see. Target is running Windows, it's not version this module supports bailing, so this is also will not work. So I am going to try each one by one. Okay, I'm going to go through another topic here. We're going to go to complete the remaining. Yeah, we were at privilege escalation. Okay, and we've tried token impersonation using Meterpreter. It didn't work, and we tried to do it automatically using get system privileges. It didn't work. So yeah, we tried all this, and we also tried the local escalation, and I also checked the I also checked services. Okay, on the victim machine, like there's a command that we need to use to check for unquoted service path vulnerability. Okay, this vulnerability is basically, let me show you how it works. Yeah, you can use this command. Okay, wmake service get name display path name start find string auto. Yeah, so I'm just telling it to find me a list of paths that are vulnerable to that are unquoted and there is space between them. Okay, so the idea of this one of the most common vulnerability, the idea of this is actually the purpose why we need this is because let me show you here. Let me paste the command here. Yeah, so as you can see now here, if I enlarge it here, okay, this is the thing. These are the services that are available on the server. Okay, as you can see here, C colon program space files and my services, right? The idea is like if there is space between them, okay, we can just create a malware, okay, a payload, name it program and put it in this path. Okay, then it will execute and escalate the privilege. Okay, because maybe this path has already write permission or modify permission. To check the permissions, there is a command called icacls, and then you go ahead and you just type the like this, the path program files, and we can go my service. Let's just try this one. Okay, no need to add anything, and didn't work here. ACLS. So everything seems to be working, but for some reason it's not coming here. Service.exe. It's not showing me here now, but let me show you how it will look like. The permissions, I have it already. I run the command here. Uh, uh, yeah, it's going to be like this, and I think it's not working because we're using single quote. We're not supposed to use quotes actually on the here. Uh, yeah, we're not supposed to put quotes here. We can just remove this one, and it's going to work. Okay. Okay, here it's not coming. So let me just show you how it is. Yeah, this one. So this is the command icacls. Okay, and the path here, and you can see the permissions here. We are concerned about here, right? Built-in user. If this is W or something, we can do something about it. We can modify and put payload there. If no. So the most this is how we can do it manually. But there is a tool called WinPeace, which is like the most common used tool for privilege escalation. It will, what it will do is like it's going to check all your PC automatically. WinPeace is going to check for any any pass for privilege escalation by itself, yani. So we don't have to do anything from our side. Now let me show you one thing here. Yeah, this is the tool. Okay, it's going to run on this PC. Okay, it's going to check all the vulnerabilities like this unquoted service path vulnerabilities, weak service permissions, all, and it's going to check. Yeah, and you can just see it here. It's going to tell you, as you can see, it's listing by itself, it's listing for you the service permissions here. Where is it? Not this one. Where is it? Yeah, it's going to list for you all the possible ways you can do the privilege escalation. Okay, now we're going to spend the remaining time of the session learning about credential harvesting. Okay, we're going to go here until this is done. And where is WinPeace? I want to show you WinPeace. This is their website actually. WinPeace here, winpeace.com. So the purpose of this tool, window privilege escalation tool for ethical hackers and penetrators. Its main purpose is like it will give you common vulnerabilities. WinPeace excels at identifying exploitable misconfiguration in Windows systems. Here is the common ones: unquoted service paths, service with unquoted path. Example, yeah, this one. Okay, can allow malicious executable placement. Like an attacker can just use MS Venom or any other tool to create a payload and put it, name it program, and put it in this path. Okay, and they can use execute that one, and it will be, yeah, because that's how it works. There's a space between them, right? Weak service permission, service editable by low level users, can be modified to execute malicious code. Okay, this, like, if they have modify permission on this path service, and we can also use that one to escalate. Always install elevated registry keys, allowing MSI files to run with admin privileges. Okay, this is just, there's a command that you need to do it. Credentials in files, export file. So let me show you how this one, we can try this one using there is a command actually we can try to check if it is vulnerable to this one or not. Okay, it's a yeah, we can search here. Always installed MSI, always installed MSI. Yeah, this one, it is an MSI exploit, and all you have to do is just do this one. Copy this and open CMD anywhere, and just type that one and see what happens. Yeah, because this is actually two queries. I just want this one. 1 second. Copy this one and remove this and paste this one. The system was unable to find specified registry key or value. That means خلاص, this is not vulnerable. If you get a result 0x1, MSI file runs on the system. Okay, as system. So this is vulnerable to this attack. But if you don't get anything, okay, then it's not vulnerable to this attack. So these are common commands we can use. And yeah, and we're going to go ahead and try to do going to go and try to exploit this one. Search. Let's check the IP of the Windows 7. CMD. IP config. It's getting the IP from the internet actually, because I'm taking it to the internet. Let's just try to change the path here. Okay, and give it some time, and we'll get an IP. Now it's got an IP, it's 3. So let's just put this one 10.0.0.3. no, it should be 3 actually, and just run or exploit, whatever. The address is already available and in use and available. Okay, this has to be an issue with the address. Show options. So I'm going to go ahead and try the yes, and the L host also changed. It's just the L port is 444. So I don't think we need to change it, but let's go ahead and change the L port and see what happens. Set L port 555 exploit. Okay, we got the interpreter session. Now let's go ahead and try to do some actual attack. Now I'm going to go ahead and download transfer Mimikatz to this PC. Mimikatz is a tool that I told you that we use for credential harvesting. Okay, I installed it. Uh, there is a way to install Mimikatz. Okay, install Mimikatz on the PC, and that is uh, there's a command we need to use. I think it was not here. I think it was here, yeah. No. Yeah. This is how you can install Mimikatz. You can do sudo update sudo apt install Mimikatz. It will install it on this folder. Okay, on this folder. It will install it for you on this folder. ls I can do that. Edit, paste. So just remove this one and cd. So no, just go ahead to this folder and type ls. Yeah, you see this is the folder. So what I will do is since I already installed it, I'm just going to open a python -m an http server here just to transfer the Mimikatz to the victim's PC. 890. Okay, so I'm going to open here 10.0.0. It's 890, right? 890, and it's actually Mimikatz. Mimikatz .exe. This is one way you can do it. You can just download it here or from HTTP, or you can just cancel this one. Go to the folders, go to post exploitation, and you can just transfer the upload it using this one. Let's try this way, because to make it look realistic, because in real world you're not going to have access to the victim's PC, right? You're just going to upload, use this command. Okay, I'm just going to upload means send that from this path, this Mimikatz, to Windows 10. Let's go ahead and try this one. Edit, paste, and let's see if it will work. It's uploading and it's done, successful. So once the upload is done, okay, you can even verify also from here. It's actually done, I think. You can go to C users, and I think we uploaded it where exactly? C Windows, and we uploaded on the temp here, on the temp, and yeah. To access, I think I need to put username and password. Yeah, this is the one. This is the tool, Mimikatz. I just installed it on temp. I uploaded it from Kali Linux. Use the upload command, and then I'm going to go to shell. Shell is like CMD, okay, but for that PC, for the victim's PC, I'm going to open shell, okay, and then I'm going to type m.exe. No, but first I have to go to the path cd, the location where we saved the Windows/temp, and here I'm just going to type this command. Okay, basically it's going to dump all the credentials here. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, let's view the result using this type. Done. You see we got the hashes here, the password hashes, and this is the password, this is the hash. Okay, it's for this user and for the other users also. Okay, this is the command that actually gives you the hash, sec url sa. I just use this to put it in one command. Okay, so we got the hash here for the victim. So now we have the hash, so it's time to just try to access the victim's PC with the hash. We can export. If this didn't work, we can use another command we called let me exit from here. There is an alternative way you can just dump the hash here. Hash dump also will do the same thing. Okay, you don't have to use mimikatz. This also will do the same thing. So we have John K here and administrator here. Okay, let me see what I am actually. Get UID. Yes, but what am I? Yeah, okay. So I can just use the hash here directly without cracking. This is one method. Or I can just start doing the export some hash. Like when I get this one, I can just extract if domain joined. Okay, like there is I can do this also. Like if it is part of a domain, I could just use mimikatz also to just dump the credentials all to DC hash and download template, but it's basically the same idea يعني. But let's see, let's just copy this one domain metasploitable.local. No, let's try this one. Let's try this command. Okay, extract active directory credentials if domain joined, which in our case actually happens to be so. So let's go ahead and try it. Shell. I'm going to go cd c Windows temp, and I'm going to type m.exe lsa dump dc sync / domain. My domain is actually jcorp.local /all /csv, and put it in double quotes and exit, and pipe the output to dc underscore hashes .txt. Okay, let's type dc hashes.txt. There was an error actually, not present. So it's okay, just this we will talk about it in Active Directory session anyway, so skip it. Let's move on to lateral movement. Okay, since we already got the hashes, now it's time to move around to the, yeah, we can use this one to check other systems, or I can just yeah, I can just do this one. This is better manually. Let's go ahead and do it manually while we're in the shell. Just arp -a. Okay, it's going to give you all the PCs connected in that network. Okay, so list of network hosts. Okay, so then ipconfig config /all. It's going to give you all the IPs that are inside your network. Now that we know the IP, now it's time to move to the next, to do a pass the hash attack. I told you pass the hash attack is just a way to attack a target if you have their hash. This is one way of doing it using this exploit. We can just open this one Open another Metasploit session. MSF console. I'll show you also the other ways, because there are other ways of doing this. Let's see how much time we have. I'll leave it. Let's just continue. Yeah. Let's use exploit Windows SMB PS exec. Yeah, we are using Metasploit for this. Okay, and here I think we're supposed to set the our hosts 192.168.1. No, let's put our host. We're going to try to access the server, actually, the domain controller, and we know the user, which is set smb user, which is administrator, actually, administrator, and set smb pass. I'm going to put the administrator password, the hash that we got from by doing hash dump. Okay, I'm just going to copy this one. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, edit, paste. So that's the hash, and exploit. Completed, no session cleared, failed. So this failed. I think the reason it failed is because of the lhost show options. Yeah, we have to change the lhost. Put it lhost. Put it 10.0.0.1, and no, put it 2. This is the IP of this PC is 2, actually. Exploit. What the attempted login, username authentication. Okay, so let's use another method. Okay, there is a tool called psexec here. Okay, impact of psexec. It will help us do that, perform this action. You can just use impact here, psexec, and we can just say administrator, and no, 1 second, because this is in case if we have the. Let's see how we can do it with the hash. Yeah, we have to use this one, I think. Hashes. If you are going to use the hash, okay. So hashes, and I'm going to paste the hash here. No, let's paste the hash here. Let's try this one. Copy selection. Let's put the hashes here in the. Yeah, put it. You can paste here. Yeah, paste it, and I think we have to also put the. No, we're supposed to put. I think before the hashes, you're supposed to put the administrator here, or after. I think administrator. Not sure about the syntax. but pass the hash. Let's see the syntax exact. The wait forward. Pass the hash. Let's remove this one. Pass the hash. Pass the hash attack. Let's see the yeah. No, let's go ahead. Pass the hash. Uh, where is the pass the hash? I think we have done here. Authentication bypass. No. Let me just put here hash. Yeah, I think we can find it here maybe. No, this is just not here. Active directory. Yes, I think maybe you can find it here, but this is only. Yes, this one. This command. You see this one? I'm going to use this one. Okay. To uh, yeah, you're just trying this one. This is the command, I believe. Okay, we're just going to try this one. Okay, and remote command on target system. No, we just want to log in actually. Yeah, we just want to do that, but that's fine. But mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably the same thing. So I'm going to try to do the same thing here, but with impact. Okay, I'm going to follow the syntax, but with impact. Let's try this one. Delete. Mhm. Okay. We mentioned the hash and then the domain user user at target and then cmd.exe. Let's do this domain. Uh, let's the jcore dot local and uh, user administrator. Uh, cmd.exe. Let's see what happens. I think there is an issue with the command. Let me just check it. Check the correct command for this. Perform this one. Impact. Impact. PS exec. Pass the hash. Okay, I'm going to look for syntax for this. No access. No access. So let's go ahead. Let's just try to do it with other stuff. Like we don't have to actually use this one. Okay, I'm going to try this on what is post exploitation. Yeah, so I'm going to just try this and get back to you, but let's just understand what's going on with password hash attack. So basically I'm just providing the password here, which is the hash, and I'm providing the user here, okay, and then I should get a meta-preter session from the target. It's that simple. Okay, without knowing the password of the victim. Okay, so this is the benefit of the hash attack. Okay, so you can do lateral movement using this way. This is one way of doing lateral movement. Or if you actually insist, you can also crack using hashcat. Hashcat here, it's a command. You can crack the passwords here using these commands. Okay, like I can just put here. I can use hashcat here, for example. I can just create one file here, nano admin hash .txt. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and type copy this one. I'm just going to take this one. Actually I think we're supposed to take only this one. This is the hash, the password. Okay, let me check one time what we did actually with the metasploit. Let me check here, show option. Let's see what we did with the SMB pass. Yeah, it's the correct password actually, and administrator also, this is correct, so this should have worked. R port, the target port 445, yeah, and L port, let's change L port and see what happens. Set L port, exploit. Okay, that's fine. Let's just type the hash here, Control X, Y, and enter. So now that we have a hash, and it's just we can use hashcat here. This is a tool that's used to crack hashes. You can type 1000 here. Okay, then we can type the .hash.txt. Okay, and then the file, the word list, which is roq.com. roq.com. This is one way we can do it. .txt. Okay, you can use different word list as needed, but that's the idea of this. And you can also use John the Ripper here. You can just type John format, use this command, and yeah. So these are ways where we can persist. Let's first see exactly where we are. Okay, once we finished with pass the hash attack, there is well, let's see what's remaining for us to do. Once we do this, pass the hash, verify lateral movement. Yeah, we're supposed to do persistence. I told you, like, to find a way to make your payload run after restart. Okay, it's just like we can. I don't need to create anything here. Okay, because I already have created a payload, so I don't want to do it again. So let's just copy this one, upload it. We have a meta-preter session already. I think. Let's see, where is my session? No, no. Let's see if we have the session is still there. Sessions dash I think. No. Let's see, where is the, yeah, this one. This is my interpreter session. So I'm going to try to upload update. We don't have update.exe, but we have exploits.exe. Okay. We are not using it right now, but it's the idea is like, just so you understand, update.exe. Okay, so I can just type this one and I can use this command. Okay, basically I'm just adding the registry on the entry. Payload executes on every boot. Okay, after doing this, the payload will run every time the PC restarts. Okay, we can check with this. And schedule task also is the same thing. It's just a matter of creating a schedule task. Okay, with this with the path where you put your payload. Okay, so task runs on system startup as system. That's it. Okay, here we have service creation. Also, this is the same idea. You just have to create a service, put the path of the payload, and start automatic. Make it, and start window defender. Choose something that will not make the people suspicious. Service installed and running. So golden ticket is something that we will talk about in the Active Directory sessions. Okay, it's just the idea that you can steal TGT and make it. You can and extract the KRBTGT from it and use it for for permanently to have to persist over the network. Okay, this is it. Yeah, and this is something covering the tracks. Let's say you need to clear the logs. Okay, we have a command here with this one. It will delete the logs. Logs means this one, like if the company that you're trying to hack has a SOC team or someone who's monitoring the PCs or checking the networks, they can see the event viewer here and see what we did from, like, if someone logged in or someone played with the system, it's visible here. Okay, so what you will do is go ahead and clear it. Just, you can use these commands here. You can just type it here and it's supposed to clear for you the things. All event logs are cleared here, and you can also disable auditing here or stop event service altogether. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, because we have the permission, we can do it actually. Let's see if we can stop event view. Before we do anything, we can just stop it, and yeah, we can play with the timestamp, clear PowerShell history, remove artifacts like this, and set up persistent listener handler. Okay, this is a listener that runs on the background. Okay, the only thing is it's the same handler, except that I think this one set exit on session false, and we are using exploit -j -z. So reboot target VM handlers should catch callback automatically. Okay, so yeah, and this is critical command you need to know about privilege escalation, get system, automatic escalation, load incognito. This is for token impersonation and impersonate token. Credential dumping, hash dump, you need to know about this. Mimikatz, you need to know about this. m.exe, sec url sa, logon passwords, and lateral movement. You can use PS exec, and as we saw in our session. So, and we have persistent here. Persistent, you just need to know how to add on the run key, and covering track. You can delete the logs and stuff like that. So I think we should call it a day and close the session, because important is that you understand the concepts and try it on your own lab. Okay, I'm going to try it, and we're going to try to do one more lab on. We're going to do Active Directory next, and after Active Directory, I'm going to go do one more session on uh, on Silver. It's C2. It's used for command and control, and then we can finalize the red team and move on to blue team session. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to